ההפסד להפועל חיפה בגביע ווינר לפני כמעט חודש. משחק שהסתיים ב-78-76, די דרמטי להפועל חיפה, אבל הפועל באר שבע נראית כתף שלו לא בימת האחוזים. אתם גם רואים את החבישה שם, הנה גריפין, שוב רוצה שלשה, שוב זה לא הולך לו, שוב ריבאונד התקפה של באר שבע, עוד ריבאונד התקפה של באר שבע, 6 נקודות, 3 ריבאונדים, 2 אסיסטים. דוקוויט בינתיים משאיר את זה יפה מאוד שם לבנקס, וזה מאוחר מדי, אבל זה נוגע בטבעת, וזה עוד ריבאונד של הפועל באר שבע, וזה מגיע לבנקס, ובנקס עם עוד החטאה. יכול להיות שהיו צריכים לעשות משהו קצת. לאגדה, אגדה לבנקס, בנקס נתקע שם בפליישר, נקודה טובה של פליישר. הצד השני, זהו אגדה ובנקס מתקן אותו. אגדה כבר עם 3 החטאות. כמה מסוים בעונה שעברה נרשם בתורות יחד עם פול דילייני בל, מה שאולי רמז לגבי המרוצים או לא מרוצים, אבל עכשיו מרוצים. זהו וייס, מכניס את זה לאגדה, בנקס, אין עבירה, עדיין כדור של בנקס, והנה נקודות של בנקס, זה טוב לרבע הזה בנקס. מגיע לבל עם 12 שניות על שעון ה-24, וייס מחכה שם בצד, בל משאיר את זה לבנקס, מחטיא את זה, ושוב ההתערבות הזאת של ג'וק לאגדה, טיילור סוגר אותו יפה, נגיעה של דוברת, בנקס בסוף מגרד את הנקודות. 14 נקודות לג'יימס בנקס.
בל, מזיס, משגר, הנה התיקון היפה של ג'יימס.
That game in December, and there's a big difference in that game. Georgia Tech goes inside to Banks. He got bottom.
An injured Michael DeVoe out with a bruised foot. And Khalid Moore responded well, and that starting opportunity is James Banks, a two-handed jam to
player for this Yellow Jackets team.
Yeah, incredible the leaps he made in the offseason to make this team better.
Inside to Banks, goes up, contested, and gets it to go.
The screen from Banks, the roll underneath. Carey with the rebound.
Transfer from Texas. Banks one-handed for 2.
And Georgia Tech in a zone there, so it'll be interesting to see how they do that balance defensively.
Man, he baits a big 3. Mooney missed 2, Pfluger missed 1. Usher takes it hard to the hole, can't get the finish. Banks, second chance, and he cashes in.
And somebody has to help a college head coach. Coming to Tech from Memphis. And you see DeVoe still scoreless over 2 minutes in. The little sweeping hook won't go for Banks.
Tweaked an ankle last week as well. Yeah, Evan, early on, Georgia Tech doing a good job of shooting the ball, but costly turnovers being helped when you see James Banks come over with a nice roll.
He said he brings them practice about once a week. Welcome wherever the Demon Deacons are.
Well, and Dave Odom is well respected all over the country. So any gym that he goes into, only get
kept alive on the boards. Banks. Pass underneath, and that one.
So far for Georgia Tech, 0 of 2 from the floor and 3 turnovers. Alvarado throws the lob for Banks.
DeVoe from deep. Off the mark, but he knows he has Banks down low to get the offensive board. Puts it back up and in.
And that's what he said. That's where Georgia Tech has an advantage.
Wise decision, not wait for the first basket to take a seat. Might be standing for a while.
Alvarado up for Banks with one arm.
ההפסד להפועל חיפה בגביע ווינר לפני כמעט חודש. משחק שהסתיים ב-78-76, די דרמטי להפועל חיפה, אבל הפועל באר שבע נראית
Sills on Parham. Over to Banks in the lob. Banks gets the bounce.
Man in the NBA now. Talking about low post players, to get a guy like Banks, his right can't finish it. Banks misses a stick back jam, and that's going to be a...
Going inside again. Both teams have gone for points in the paint. That time blocked.
on the verge of becoming the 64th member of the Fighting Irish 1,000 Point Club. Alvarado three wouldn't go. Banks' rebound was turned away.
Course, he can do it from behind the arc. He can do it in transition. He gets in the paint. He's got a nice knack for putting the ball in the hole.
There's James Banks, his jumper a little too heavy.
The Blue Devils just not allowing it.
Their first lead of the night, his 15th three of the season. Alvarado tries to swing it around the Banks.
כתף שלו לא בימת האחוזים, אתם גם רואים את החבישה שם. הנה גריפין, שוב רוצה שלשה, שוב זה לא הולך לו, שוב ריבאונד התקפה של באר שבע, עוד ריבאונד התקפה של באר שבע.
Notre Dame struggling offensively right now, just 2 of 10. Another offensive rebound from James Banks, but he cashes in for 2. The door was not open, so Alvarado resets. Looking for help, finds it with Banks, can't get the finish. Great defense.
Bubba Parham's an interesting story. Came out of VMI and the Southern Conference scoring leader last year, and the backdoor to Banks.
He was backing up an all-conference forward in Taylor Sebring, but it's his show this year.
He's got the confidence flowing. He had 16 points, a career high versus Milligan last week. So
in the ball game, Asante Price, number 23. Here's Banks, left elbow.
Up to, and that is great work by him and his staff.
Meanwhile, a lot of close games for Georgia Tech so far. Locked in another one early, and Josh Pastner.
Banks cut off by the 2-3 zone. This is Banks.
7 of 37 from 3. He gets those to go. It's a new dynamic for this Virginia offense.
Moses Wright stayed with it, and Banks the follow flush.
Diakite bothered by that length of Banks, one of the best shot blockers in his conference.
Backdoor, extra pass to Banks, and he has back-to-back baskets.
That scorer inside. You put it on the deck, and you're going to get the ball stolen by the guards. Big block carry against Banks.
That is a horrible entry pass. Alvarado pulls up, way off the mark. Banks rescues it and drops it in.
Alvarado tried to slip that pass along the baseline to Evan Cole. It was deflected. Banks stays with.
What it does is that he's the guy that kind of gets everyone going and allows them to get their shots. Georgia Tech still making some adjustments without him.
Banks, nice post move.
And that's no one seed is going to want to see them in round number 2. That would be a nightmare.
Hey, the lob from Alvarado to Banks.
Off the court, or not only on the court, but off the court as well. I'm sure it's very difficult.
Inside. And that's a big boy play by James Banks.
for Alvarado to shoot the ball over Hurd. He's doing a great job just keeping his hand up.
Banks keeps it alive.
With returning points and experience in Lincoln, Thorbjarnarson, the junior from Iceland. And Banks with his first 2.
He is 20. Right. Banks again. Offensively, and also, of course, in the zone, a linchpin defender. As Defoe finds Banks, and he missed the slam.
He's just 15 points away from 1,000. Wright hangs in the air. Mooney, a good job not fouling, but Banks a better job on the glass.
You wouldn't even notice NC State was missing Markel Johnson, who's been their star guy the last couple of years. Banks off the mark. What can they do to get back in this game before halftime?
Well, not turn it over. Again, they've got 5 turnovers, and that's a good start.
Excuse me, they're 4.
Banks being active on the offensive glass. Morehouse had to
floater, and a move that was. Grimes recognizing Banks as a good shot blocker, so he goes at the other side of the rim to protect himself.
Banks got bothered by and vocal player in the Georgia Tech shoot-around this morning.
Right, was
James Banks.
James Banks.
Yeah, there he goes to the rim, and he just blows by the defense for a stop.
Horrible press defense. They walked right through, but Osborne erases the mistake.
Defoe. On the follow, it's Banks.
Ball now on the wing. He tries to drive, gets shut off. Banks is going to look to go to work. He does, and gets the nice running hook.
The game with those 2 fouls would only take him out with 3, but also will employ his junior point guard to make sure he doesn't pick up that 3rd foul.
Need a quick look here. They go to Moses Wright, double team, gets a shot out, second effort, not good. Right at 3rd.
DeVoe in the middle. Banks rejected. Hope got that.
Under at halftime.
Got to say, that's probably basket interference there on James Banks, which caused the miss from Jay Huff. Coach Bennett not happy with that one. And a putback, you got to love the fight. Coach, you.
But when he's facing the basket, he is an excellent jump shooter.
He leads all scores with 8 points. Here's Banks. Had it blocked by Sims.
Himself, he's caught in the low block. Tough look. And Banks, the offensive rebound. JB, hook shot. No. Andy Pack, the rebound.
So pressure coming far away from the basket, but Alvarado gets it into Banks. Now with the left hand.
Wow. How about that?
Recognizing that he's going to have a strength advantage over Moses Wright and gets his body into Wright so that he's not allowed to leave the ground and jump. And both these teams going to
little low roll to Banks. Nice find, bounce pass to Banks, who jams it home.
6. Usher gets it into Banks.
DeVoe trying to get in that lane. And the off.
Squaring up against George. Banks goes to the jump hook. Unable to hit. Robin George.
Conscious. Banks off the double. And a tie-up, says Doug Shouse.
Great entry pass.
Banks on the power dribble, denied.
He might need to buy some real estate when it's all said and done.
Here's DeVoe down the lane. And the tip in by Banks. Good activity there by the senior.
Just under 5.5 remaining in these opening 20 minutes. Alvarado with a dump off for Banks. Gets the roll plus a foul.
Dealing with this problem, you mentioned NC State Wolfpack charged with multiple violations, including 2 level 1 most severe penalties.
Into the post, Banks, quick turnaround. He felt Richards and left it short.
Usher only knows one gear. Finds Banks.
DeVoe now with ball handling responsibilities with Alvarado out. Banks finishes.
Be locked in at every moment, and he's feeling his way into the college game, averaging 6.5 per. Great pass. Banks rolled to it and got stuffed at the rim.
It could only help.
Parham finds Banks again. Banks just a little short that time, and now we'll get a call.
Enjoyed watching you and Tim on Tuesday. Clemson, was it?
Yeah, great game.
Yes, indeed. James Banks with a slam. DeVoe, Usher, Banks, and Wright for Georgia Tech. Nice pass to Banks inside, easy 2.
Nice penetration by DeVoe. Read the scouting report on Malice. Malice 45% from behind the arc. Georgia Tech doing a good job of playing defense, but then the bailout, you see James.
They've been able to find him. He makes a play, but their Parham knocks it away.
Jordan Usher for Banks, charging the lane, and he stuffs it home.
They try to do the same thing, but Louisville played that screen a little bit better.
Possession, all Alvarado, so he gives it to Banks for the jam, and he does a little.
And Bailey's again is a guy there with his length that you can put him on the post and being able to finish.
There's Parham, tip, rebound to the Wildcats.
and take the momentum to the locker room at the break.
Well, certainly Clemson has not shot the ball as well in the first half as they have in their last 3 games, and there is great penetration by Parham.
And the ball with under 40 to go. Now Georgia Tech came out playing with a lot of fire.
Sent from the floor. 13 of 20 for the Jackets. Banks was looking for a foul.
10 first half turnovers for the Panthers. Banks. Tip no.
Season, and it's a turnover. Up ahead, risky pass somehow pays off. Banks flies in for the finish.
Well, he didn't swear at me like Tigger did before the game.
I think he did. You just didn't hear him. Banks with a left hand, no. Hit by.
He's got 2 tonight. Georgia Tech takes it back. They're going inside to Banks. He's got the size advantage. Tries to bend that rim. And then
I respect the hustle.
I did not notice until you pointed it out, but I do like the style change. Banks, big finish again.
10-game win streak coming in. DeVoe for 3. Rattles it around and out. But he gets somehow into Banks' hands on the ground. Now he gets it in the air and puts in the bucket.
Here's Alvarado. Patient approach from Georgia Tech on their possession. And the extra pass pays off.
Had some big moments, and he'll be called upon here in the second half. But misses 2 free throws, and there is Banks with the fingertip.
Moving, man. Moving himself. Now finds Alvarado. Nice dump off for Banks, and Sam Wardenberg went up to meet him.
Driving and getting it back to right. Now in the corner, but it's blocked. Parham gets it back, put up the floater. Bailey, but Banks is there for the bucket, and 1.
Discipline to what you've been doing on both ends of the floor.
Banks in the post. Hooks.
The Broncos this season. The mid-year transfer from Oregon now leading Boise State with 9 points. Here's Banks going to the jump hook.
Usher had just 2 points in his first game in a Georgia Tech uniform, and the shot by Banks is
Right, feeding Banks down low, sledgehammering away. Sneaks it through and leaves it just short. Here comes.
Tell you what, that was a great defensive possession by Georgia Tech.
Usher starting to feel it, takes it with confidence, but Banks. DeVoe's been quiet tonight, only 2 points. Passing there, Banks contested, didn't get a clean release.
5 boards for Sidibe, who comes up empty at the free throw line for the Orange. Banks. Well defended by Sidibe, the missing Hughes.
Times to get through that matchup zone.
It's DeVoe, the ACC's leading scorer, coming in. Hadn't been able to get on track though. Banks, hook.
Yeah, I do want to know how they had that built already. That question is sincere in every way. Seems a little aggressive. Banks swatted by Richards.
4 points to 14 in about 3 minutes.
If you're a Tech fan, that's an uh-oh moment.
Here's Banks. Nice reverse lay-in there by the big man.
Defending that out of bounds play. That could have been a lob if you weren't that alert. You know, and Richards doesn't do it with that much panache. Just a clean block, good defense. And here comes.
Miller and Banks jockeying, and Banks with the left.
That was a good touch. That time he got a punch after the touch.
3 baskets, all have been dunks in this second half. Make it 4 dunks and 4 baskets.
And that's what you come here for. When you go to ACC school, that's what you aspire to do, and I know that's what Coach Josh Pastner is preaching on the recruiting trails.
James Banks hooks it in. It was
Down low to James Banks, denied again.
With the ball. Usher cutting open. I've really liked his energy tonight as he makes the extra pass to James Banks. 2 more points for Banks.
It'd be an honor.
G-Man's going to go get some popcorn. We've seen some good old-fashioned pivots today in the game. Alvarado at one end and James Banks inside slams.
The screen is what Goldwire tried to do.
Banks off the glass, had Moses under the hoop.
And now can Georgia Tech stop the Carolina run? Parham missed it in close. Banks is battling. His putback is short.
No push for the Orange in the first 3 minutes of this half. Georgia Tech will get its points right there, Mike, as they... DeVoe behind the back, dropped it off to Banks, and he'll go on a rim bang
to the shot clock defensively to alert his Florida State teammates. Wright couldn't beat it. Banks a second chance, and he's blocked by Vassell.
That is knocked away. Tech has it. Windshield wiper basketball. Back and forth they go. Here comes the dunk by, or dunk attempt by Banks, but he left it short. Now
Some easier buckets down low. Right, good defense there from Hurt. Good rebound from Banks.
That was a much stronger finish by
with those 3 personal fouls, but forced to bring him back in.
Alvarado gives it off to Banks. Kind of got caught in the air there.
Inside to Andre. Nothing going down for the Wolfpack right now. Up to Banks.
After 26 minutes being played in this game is unheard of for the Hokies as well as they shoot the basketball.
Right, scoops it up. Got it
there. Who goes 6'8".
Banks, double teamed. Huff got him again. Jay Huff.
A double team. Banks from Wright.
The younger floor wipers excited this close to Christmas. It's hard to focus on the job, you know
Fair.
what I mean?
That's fair.
Alvarado hard bounce pass in.
Moses Wright trying to answer. Can't do it. Offensive rebound.
I love the fact that when guys drill somebody on the screen, know they weren't set, and then turn to the officials and look and say, why'd you call a foul?
Great pass from Alvarado.
All the other teams around them, folks, and how they're performing as well. Seton Hall had a great win on the road at Marquette. And other things like that affect who moves around these lines. Providence made a huge...
Great Grimes. Could have easily gotten called for a foul there. There was a lot of flurry of hand, just trying to swipe at it.
And doing that with 3 fouls.
here's Moore. Cole one more time. He scored 6 of Tech's last 8. Usher shovels it back. Dumps it.
That head bob is one of the definitions of a flop. The officials got to look at the contact and see if it was enough, and obviously they thought it was.
Shot clock down to 10. Four seconds to shoot.
Pitt had this thing down to 4. Tech went up 47-32 before that 3. Banks missing the hook.
Nearly banked it in from that impossible corner angle. Costly turnover. Banks from Alvarado.
But the decision make 10 of their 14 attempts this half.
Trying to go left.
Trying to work on the guy with 3 fouls. Carey, good defense. Out of the Bronx.
I did not think his name would come up during this broadcast.
We go deep for you, Chris.
DeVoe double teamed. Shot clock down to 3. Banks with the tip of the rim.
Banks got it, but it was Evan Cole that got it away from Bailey.
DeVoe goes to the bucket.
It made life difficult.
Plus 10 rebound differential for Syracuse as Banks converts on the put.
And enjoyed the fact that his team had just knocked off the number 5 team in the country.
DeVoe squeezing it through. James Banks.
the lob, and he throws it down.
And Sutton, he needs assistance. Parham trying to save it. The midcourt stripe. Goes it into Banks. And Banks puts it off the glass and in.
Way downtown, in and out. Cole with the board. Another rebound for Evan Cole. DeVoe right into the teeth.
Two teams could play on the third day, which would be Christmas, December 25th, of that tournament. Banks.
And that's what I would like.
Only 7 points to his name. He's usually double that.
That was a clear out from Parham.
Banks contested by Huff. And
Wright working on White. Nice pass. Now it's Gervais Green on DeVoe with Doc Sadler in the Huskers bench beckoning to force him right. Banks nearly flushed another.
Team number 4 scorer in the ACC. Trying to press, and that'll result in a turnover.
20. Here's Banks, now facing up. Little baby hook, and Banks finally.
TJ Gibbs just understands the game so well, and he's confident in himself.
Banks, the immediate answer.
Inbounds. Parham into Banks. Backing down Hamilton, playing with 4 fouls. Easy 2 for James Banks. And again, you've got
Regain the lead.
Let's see if there's an answer here.
Banks over Williams. And the iron was
from beyond the arc.
Banks bodying in the post, missed it, and Cole follows it up.
And half. Kelsey Riggs is there. John Beeson. Hertzlick. The whole crew looking forward to hearing what they have to say. Looking forward to the final 4.5.
Cassius Stanley. Banks over Carino gets his offensive rebound.
That one short. Banks starting to get into a rhythm. Here's Price. There's Banks. Running hook won't go. Rebound tapped.
Leads all scorers with 15 points. Alvarado got Huff in the air. Great feed, and James Banks with the finish. Nice pull-up, pop, connects again.
That's been his shot, right in that mid-range.
He leads the Wolfpack with 18.
Saw it, of course, years ago when Mike Hopkins stepped in and coached 9 games with Jim Boeheim. It was a different voice, a different team. We know Mike Hopkins is a great coach.
2-3, no matter the alignment. When Ashton Hagans gets the ball in the middle of the zone, he makes the right read and the right decision.
On DeVoe, as this, now they're going to learn the hard way what it takes to win on the road in this league.
DeVoe with a tough shot. Banks.
DeVoe threads it inside to Banks. Doesn't have the angle on the shot.
Scouting report. They're the switching again, and Kentucky defends the out-of-bounds play underneath very effectively.
Richards went down. They're going to call that a flop.
That is not a flop.
Yeah, this time of the game, too. You want him in there.
By James Banks. One hand being held by an opponent, the other one going up and getting the basketball and bringing him in, finishing the defensive possession.
Alvarado. That is a savvy play by the upperclassman. Now probing. Banks. Loose ball. Banks has it. And the flush. Going to the line and a chip.
Shot clock's at 5. Banks muscles his way. Second effort from Banks.
Good job by James.
underneath DeVoe. Tipped.
There's another one.
They got C.J. Bryce on Alvarado, so more length, a little better athlete than Braxton Beverly.
Offensively in the second half. Shot clock at 6. Swing it down to Banks. And the follow by Moses.
bad place to pick up the dribble, dodge the bullet.
Alvarado, the no look for Banks, and it popped back out.
Stripped, got it back, missed the back, but Banks is there to clean it up. Huge second half for James.
3 on the shot clock, he's trapped. Banks with the rebound. Can't get that to go, and a strong rebound for Jones.
For the Snellville, Georgia native. Here on the flats. Banks banging away. Hook shot. That one looked good.
Get Banks or Wright open on the inside, and if you can't, if the defense collapses, then you get it back out.
Banks, good defense there by Delorier.
Would have been the dagger. Yeah, I got to think you got to run clock there. You get the 20 seconds back, and I thought that was a quick shot. They could have gotten down. And then Notre Dame still has that foul in their pocket before they get to put Georgia Tech at the line.
Banks in the right spot at the right time after Usher.
College next Saturday right here on ACCN as well. If you're a Tech fan, this is the place to be. Tonight, the first of 5 straight on ACC Network for the Yellow Jackets.
DeVoe, who's been stellar in this game. Hesitation and drive. Drops it off to Banks, and he slams it.
Mojo took a big charge earlier in this half.
Rebound tip to Banks. He'll get to no more timeouts for Georgia Tech.
Progressively get into the flow of offense and defense, for that matter, for the Yellow Jackets.
And it's going to take time. Again, you know, when you're able to play, you see James Banks with a jump hook. When you get
home game is January 8th against number 4 Duke, and that's a team they've lost 12 in a row to. Banks on the feed from Parham, and he'll rock the.
Cole. Banks trying to get one more on senior night.
This is a different possession. That's that last shot there.
Well, it took
a thunderous dunk in about an extra second.
Arkansas has missed 6 of their 7 3-point attempts in the first half, or in the second half.
DeVoe on the inbound.
Moses Wright has a great screen, and he just developed as a bad pass. Wright can't go get it.
Now they work it to James Banks on the other side. 6'10" senior from Texas, and he goes to the jump hook, and that looks smooth.
Way New Jersey. Not easy to do in this conference, man. Historically, guys that do it become pros.
Look at that foul, Moses Wright from James Banks.
Usher trying to thread the pass and got it right back. Had a spin, nowhere to go.
And it says he tries to do too much, but in his role like he's done tonight, he's been terrific. Beat by Alvarado there, and the junior
said, I've got to be better as a guard in the ACC. More is expected of me. My decision-making down the stretch was unacceptable. That's what you want. Plays with pace. If they can start to take over some of that pace, they got a shot here.
Offense has looked a lot better with DeVoe off the floor. Georgia Tech has to hurry inside the Banks. It's not really what you. Oh, that'll do it.
Be not only a great player this year, but he's going to be a great player in the NBA. Pac-12 much better this year. We saw Oregon take Michigan to the wire.
Efficient too. Doesn't need a ton of shots to be able to get those points.
Jackets high-low for the dunk by Moses Wright. And
his feet underneath them and start out healthy.
Well, here come the Jackets, and from the high post they give it to Moore. He's fouled. And they'll go to the line.
Under gets cut off.
We talked about their resume, but they certainly need to get a home win and get some momentum going into the
They can switch benches at any time.
Absolutely right. All it takes is to make a couple shots. Another one right there. Opportunity.
The right manner, although they turned it over just because they couldn't complete the pass, but they moved quickly to adjusting to it. Beverly was left one step further. It's that recognition and then executing immediately. No lag time.
Good find for Wardenberg with a line drive. Georgia Tech defense that is challenging to size up if you're on offense. DJ Vasiljevic misfires. 13-2 Miami run in the last 5 minutes. Vasiljevic.
Alamir Dawes answers with a
for Moses Wright.
One of the SportsCenter highlight, but they all count for 2
or 3.
Hit their zenith at just the right time of the year.
That was a big win over Duke, and of course Wake Forest got a big win over Duke tonight.
There to knock it away. Skip pass now in the corner. Outstanding passing. Sutton way off the mark.
Creating an open shot, which we saw early in the game. And a lot of that has to do with Alvarado not being out there.
3 fouls for Alvarado. Lead is 7. Kimball looking to drive baseline. He does. He's shut off by Banks. Williams will try a 3, and he hits.
McGowan to the corner. Champagne's open. Pittsburgh's crowd trying to will the Panthers here down the stretch. McGowan for 3. Rebound.
משחק תחרותי מאז ההפסד להפועל חיפה בגביע ווינר לפני כמעט חודש. משחק שהסתיים ב-78-76, די דרמטי. זהו בנקס. אני מרגיש פחות בנוח בחצי מרחק. פעם זה לא נכנס לווייס. דיס לבנקס, לאגדה. אגדה לוקח את זה. כמה חסרות הנקודות האלה של קיין.
העודה מחפשת את שלה. בנקס. מסירה יפה לווייס. והנה סנסון הראשון במשחק.
קלעי ראשון באותו הפסד עם 27 נקודות. ויבי עם וייס, 10 מול 10. כדור נשאר, לא, של באר שבע. בנקס לוקח. פליישר לדוברת, דוברת לשלוש, לא נכנס.
גם בקלס וגם פרימן מתקשים מאוד מהקו היום. שוב אבנס לניטור, מיקי דרור. עכשיו מעיין פנוי. סיגרס לחצי מרחק, הזריקה האהובה עליו, עוד החטאה. ג'ייסון סיגרס כבר 0.
Let's go, Beer Sheba.
פרימן. אבנס, שוב פרימן. מאבק נהדר שם בחסימה.
טיילור. 7 שניות להתקפה, טיילור. מזהה שם את הנתיב, אבל עבודה טובה של בנקס. 4 שניות יש לו לטיילור, 3 שניות, 2 שניות, זה יסתיים בזריקה קשה, וזה יסתיים בשלשה. מראה
עכשיו בן צבי, פרימן לוקח אותו, סוף סוף מצליח לעשות לו
push.
לקח 7.3 זריקות למשחק.
Push. Amir Sims, one of the most versatile big men in the ACC, missing down.
They have one of the premier shot blockers, James Banks. We're going to get into his story a little bit, but he provides great rim protection right.
Likes is blocked by Banks. Stone.
Give them second chances by coming with those offensive rebounds. Georgia Tech has to do a better job of being able to block those guys out. Pretty good recovery by Georgia Tech defensively.
Yes, indeed. And Banks got a piece of Goodwin.
טיילור עם אותו מהלך, עם אותה סיומת. זהו טסלר. לאביבי, עם וייס, 10 מול 10. דוברת. לוקח את זה. מחטיא. אביבי. ריבון מעל הידיים של ווריק שם. שיר את זה למיטשל. סלווה עבירה למיטשל.
פאקרס עכשיו. נדחף בידי זיס ויש עבירה. פרימן חופר פנימה, בקרס, בנקס ניצל שם, לוחץ אותו, משאור עכשיו עם פעולה יפה בתוך הצבע. יהיה שחקן יוצא מן הכלל בליגה הזאת לאחר שיוריד קצת במשקל, הוא טיפה באוברווייט. ובינתיים קארם משאור ממשיך אבנס. זכות ריבון ההתקפה, אבל היא מפוזרת בהתקפה הזאת. לא בטוח שהזריקה הזאת הייתה בזמן. קארם משאור שם. משאור תוקף את יורקביץ' ושם את הנקודות יפה מאוד.
Who missed the beginning of the season.
נגד זוהי ראשון עכשיו, עם איזה טיילור. יופי של תנועה שם, את המשך ההתפתחות שלו. עכשיו זהו עם הכדור. זו הטירונות לאחרונה נועם דוברת, זאת המהלך הולך לטיילור. 7 שניות להתקפה, טיילור, מזהה שם את הנתיב, אבל עבודה טובה של בנקס. 4 שניות יש לו לטיילור, 3 שניות, 2 שניות, זה יסתיים בזריקה קשה, וזה יסתיים בשלשה. מראה חמישית של ווייז ל3 היום, 3 מתוכה נכנסו. מונרו, איזה יופי של כדור למיטשל, סל ועבירה. שניות, נשאיר את זה לדוברת, 6 שניות. דוברת נחסם שם על ידי בנקס.
פרימן. אבנס, שוב פרימן. מאבק נהדר שם בחסימה.
נשאר איזשהו סימן שאלה מהמשחק ההוא, אבל כאן כאמור, כפי שאתם רואים, גריפין עולה, וגריפין נראה טוב. מונרו מכניס את זה למיטשל, מיטשל יכול לקחת את וייס לסל, סיבוב נהדר של הקיל מיטשל, מסיים בלא נקודות, מחפה על החסרונות. מונרו מכניס את זה למיטשל, הנה השתיים של מיטשל, נקודות ראשונות שלו בראשון לציון. דוברת מזהה שם את מונרו עם ווריק, ומונרו זריז, קטלני, הרבה זמן לשחק. גוט מכניס את זה למונרו, כי הם ישאירו את מונרו ככה פעם אחר פעם, וזו
פרימן בינתיים סל ועבירה.
Brown and Banks right there.
Miami so much more depth recently. Wardenberg throws it away.
That is a horrible to assess.
Now Miller backing down Banks. Turned out of a double and scores.
Rodney Miller game is key. Got to keep him out of the lane.
Jim Larinaga said we're not going to keep him out 90% of the time, but maybe we can do it 60% of the time. Largest lead in this one. Miller draws a foul.
Tevin Mack.
And that was
Nass on each end.
Georgia Tech has switched it up. They're actually playing man-to-man now. Boy, they missed Sims again. He was open on that cut to the basket.
Fade away, soft touch. Here's Sims. And a pair of free throws coming up. Trap into Sims. Now against Banks, comes up short, but Sims backing in on Banks.
Usher has been eligible to play. The transfer coming in, not unavailable to play until December. He's averaging double-figure points. Are you kidding?
Steven Enoch goes up and under. Banks with the rebound. Watch that. Good job. He did it fantastically. Now trying to get it inside to Enoch. Banks falls down, so Enoch has a lane, but it's shut down by Moses.
Not that old. Banks just battling down low here.
Ooh.
Malik Williams, though.
How about that? Getting into stuff slowly.
Now there's a nice move by Steven.
One of the things that Pitt has done good about this zone is being able to get second chances. Nice little
20 of his 25 points coming in the second half of that comeback win, 78-74. Jawan Durham, tough fadeaway.
You have to get there, and to think of the other great teams and players over there, and we darn near gave the game away. You're right. Doug Williams from this.
Enoch looking for help. Enoch sheds his defender. Can't finish off.
Warren's leading scorer with his 8 points for the Cardinals. Williams backing down. Warren was coming in.
Offensive rebounds with the front line of either team.
Looking inside, Enoch got his defender in the air. He'll follow his own miss.
Yeah, a lot more. Good look ahead.
Williams tight to the backboard.
And any kind of drive into the paint.
Over the top. Now Banks trying to defend Williams.
Kind of a half double team right there.
The turnaround hook.
Yeah, which has been very good for Georgia Tech this season.
Inside to Durham, working on Banks, turns around, puts it up.
A lot of handoffs, ball screens.
3 seconds on the shot clock. Mooney, tough. And he can't. Trying to feed Mooney, working on Banks. Not much room to breathe, but drills right into. Mooney keeps it alive. battling with Banks somehow.
You're going to have to make it if you expect to win the game. Banks just didn't get himself settled.
Carey down low. Banks showing some good defense. Active defensive teams. Jones inside to Carey. Carey with a nice post move over Banks.
Defenses throughout the game. They're playing in that matchup zone.
Hurt with the pump fake, the rejection. Good defense shown here, denying inside, except here. Here's White muscling in, but Banks gets the rejection.
For that, but I think Vernon Carey Jr. is the one who guided that into the basket. Didn't mean to.
Carey the hoop. Carey's got positioning on Banks.
Carey,
Carey working on Banks.
Oh, wow.
Spin. Otto striking a little air guitar after that string music.
Banks didn't find an open spot for Alvarado to throw the ball.
He's been pretty quiet of late, trying to work inside, loses it going up.
Carey Jr. a chance inside against the guy with 4 fouls.
They do just that. Stanley collects, Banks sends it back.
The basketball. Barry Banks a call for it, beat demonstrative.
Scouted now on the face-up on Banks.
Tough shot.
Too strong.
שיר את זה לדוברת, 6 שניות. דוברת נחסם שם על ידי בנקס.
Another happy hour. Now every hour is happy hour at TGI Fridays. So get happy now with $3 cocktails, $2.
And as Jordan Usher came in to get Khalid Moore, Usher now back at the table. He may actually get Alvarado.
Brown and Banks right there.
Now, does he get
Miami so much more depth recently. Wardenberg throws it away. Down by 3 with just over 2 left in regulation. But Gusty lost the handle.
Great job by the
been able to stay in it because Amir Sims has been outstanding. He's got 14 points. Every time they've been able to find him, he makes a play, but their Parham knocks it away.
Sims backing in on Banks. Been the theme for them all season long. The backcourt does the damage offensively for this Yellow Jacket team. Elamir Dawes lost it.
The last time out, which was Saturday down in Miami against the Hurricanes. And with 6 seconds remaining on the shot clock, we've got it.
Floating it to the corner. Usher's pass deflected and stolen. There's turnover number 2. Pfluger fakes it. It was half of a pass, half of a shot.
There's contact.
right now, Kumaji, seems to be a focus for Florida State to get the ball inside.
Lost the dribble. Picked up by Reed. Going in on Banks. Deflected.
It's Battle.
Driving or posting.
Battle posts up. Alvarado made the play.
Alvarado made a great
Pushed out well above the three-point line. Carey missed on the pass.
Yeah, Battle was cutting. Carey threw it behind. You got it.
Carey, lead is 13. He turned it over. Got to have that possession back.
I love recruiting New York. The famous coach was Jack Kern. He passed away, but what a legendary high school coach.
With the shot clock down under 5. And Perez will step the tempo. A lot of white jerseys back. A turnover, a dead ball situation. Can Gardner-Webb convert?
Заходит в кольцо. Но разница только в том, что Бейлор в 2 раза больше бросков выбросил и, соответственно, в 2 раза больше забил.